Hello, welcome to Easy English at Home YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to teach you how to express obligation using must and mustn't. Today, we're talking about obligations, but this time focusing on must and mustn't. We have our friend Alex. He looks a little confused. Alex, why are you confused? He wants to know the difference between have to and must, because they both are used to express obligations. Let's help him. Okay, Alex, don't worry. Let's have a look at these examples and see the difference. I must go to school. I must have a haircut. I have to go to school. I have to have a haircut. Now, when you look at the form, the only difference is the modal verb, isn't it? Here we use must and here we use have to. But in fact, there's a difference. We use must when the obligation comes from the person. The person thinks that this is important for him or for her, and you express this using must. I must go to school because I think it is important for me. I must have a haircut because my hair is too long now, right? So here the obligation comes from the speaker, okay? Don't forget, comes from the speaker. For have to, on the other hand, it is different. I have to go to school because it's the law. I have to have a haircut because it's the school rule. Yes? So here the obligation comes from outside the speaker, okay? Outside the speaker. It's a general rule, okay? So if you're talking about general written rules, you express them using have to or has to. Remember with he, she, it is has to. But if you're talking about obligations that come from you or a person, we use must. Okay, let's have a look at another example. This time we are looking into the negative form, okay? So here we have, you mustn't smoke here, okay? You mustn't smoke here. Or here we have, you don't have to smoke here. When you negate must, the meaning changes slightly. When you use a negative form, you talk about a law, something which is not allowed, okay? So you mustn't smoke here means you can't smoke here, okay? You can't smoke here because it is not allowed. It is not allowed. So when you negate it, the meaning is slightly different. If you use it in a positive form, must, the obligation comes from the person and it is not a written law. But if you use mustn't, then this is a law, right? This is something not allowed, something which is prohibited. Well, similarly, the meaning changes with don't have to as well, okay? Because if you are using have to or has to, which is something positive, you talk about a general rule, yes? It's a general rule. But if you say don't have to, the rule is not there anymore. The meaning changes, it becomes not necessary. You don't have to smoke here. If you want, you can. But it is not necessary. It's not necessary. Okay? So it is not an obligation anymore. You can look at it as a necessity or something which is not necessary. Right, let's practice a bit more with these examples. Look at this. You take the bus to school. It is too far to walk. So, is there a written rule here? No, but the person thinks it's too far. Yes, so I say, you must take the bus to school because it's too far. You can't walk. It's unreasonable to walk. Another one, it's late. I'm like, oh, it's late. I must go now because my mother will be worried. So this obligation comes from me. I must go home. Another example, step on the grass, it is prohibited. It is not allowed. I can't do it. So I have to say mustn't here. practice. We are going to look into 3 different situations where people are talking about their obligations. In the first dialogue, there is a father and his son. The father is going away, okay? So some responsibilities are there for the son. What does he say? The father says, you feed the dog every day when I'm away. So you must, okay? You must feed the dog every day. And what other thing? You lock the door and close all the windows before you sleep. You must again, yes? You must lock the door and close all the windows. In the other situation, there is a mother. She's talking to her daughter. And she says, you must brush your teeth three times a day. It is very important. Another thing she says, you must wash your face when you wake up. Yes? You must wash your face. In the last situation, there's a librarian and she's talking to people in the library, students most probably, okay? And she says, you mustn't eat in the library. It is not allowed, it is prohibited, yes? Or you tidy, you must keep the library tidy. That's her wish, okay? She wants them to keep the library tidy. And return the books to their places. Yes, you must. You must return the books to their places. That's her wish, okay? Are you ready for the final practice of the day? Look at the pictures and complete the sentences using must, have to, mustn't, or don't have to. Number 1, look. The mother is talking to her daughter. She says, you must finish your homework first. Yes? You must. Okay? And the second one, you be quiet. The baby is sleeping, so you must be quiet. Yes? All right. Another one, it's a bicycle lane, so you mustn't. Yes? You mustn't drive here. You mustn't drive here. Okay? It's the rule. Okay, look for another parking spot. You can park here. So if you say you can park here, it is okay to park here. You don't have to. Yes? It is not necessary for you to look for another spot. This spot is okay. You don't have to look for. Cool. Fasten your seat belt. This one, it is a rule. You have to. Yes? You have to fasten your seatbelt. And men do their military service in my country. It's obligatory, right? So we have to say, have to. It's the rule in the country. General rule, okay? Last one, policemen. Think about policemen. They have to wear a uniform, yes? Teachers don't have to wear a uniform, for example. Let's have a look at today's keywords and phrases. We use must to talk about obligations which come from the speaker. And we use have to when we refer to obligations that come from outside the speaker. For example, I must tidy my room. The obligation comes from the speaker, me. I have to be in class at 8:30. This is a school rule, so the obligation comes from outside the speaker. When you want to negate, you say, I mustn't. I mustn't step on the grass. The negative form of must expresses a rule, something prohibited. I mustn't step on the grass is the same as I can't step on the grass. When you negate have to, it becomes don't have to. I don't have to wake up early at the weekends because I don't go to school. So don't have to means not necessary. Thank you for watching. You can find the practice files for this lesson on the link in description. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye!